Hello, I hope your day is going well. Today we're going to be going over my controller layout for Throne of Liberty that works well for me through in-game customization. We may do a Steam version later just for a Steam controller, but for now this is what seems to work pretty well. Right, to start us out, we've moved our quick selection menu, the one this menu here lets you go through and select a few things like manage party, your midway house, fishing, things like that. Alright, we've changed this to activate by holding down the right stick. So if we hold the right stick button down, it'll bring that menu up. And in my previous video, we went over how to fix the camera movement and all that for combat, and how to fix the lock-on and changing targets. For your vision, I just have up on the D-pad, turns it on, hold up on the D-pad, turns it off. Right, one thing I did figure out when messing with controls is don't use RB for anything other than a main attack, or change your main attack to something else, because if you get anything else to that, it breaks the game and you won't be able to use the controller once you hit that button once. Alright, so for combat right now I have B, switches between different targets, basically it's like tab. Right, we'll go into the controls in a minute and show you how you can also make it so it switches between, like, if I just went past the target I wanted, I may want to hit another button and go back to the previous target, but now I can't. So we'll go show you how to fix that as well. I don't really mind that because the most of the time I'm not even using this. I just look at my target with the crosshairs and then hit B on that target. Okay, and the lock on is still click the right stick once and click it again to unlock. Click it to lock, click it to unlock. Now, we did remove the B button last time, remember, and switch it to tab. But now we can't cancel auto attacks, which might be a problem for ranged users. So we'll go ahead and switch to ranged and show you what we mean. So now we're auto attacking, but now I can't stop auto attacking. What if I want to stop? Used to that was a B was to cancel. Now I set it to where we just hold B and it cancels, and I'm no longer auto attacking. Right, and I have Y switching between my two weapons in case I need to switch to ranged for my sword. Alright, and then oh yeah, maintenance is about to start. Okay, as you see a purple ring building up on the enemies, you can hit block at the right time, right before it launches, and you will you'll block the attack or dodge the attack. For me, this button is LB. Alright, so LB still does that. Right, you can change it to whatever you want. That works best for me. There's a lot of buttons that are combo buttons in this that if you start changing too many of them, you won't be able to do everything possible. It'll start removing options and not letting you add more options. So you have to be careful about which options you do remove. So right stick targets and untargets. Holding down B cancels your auto attack. And then what about when you're in a party and you're targeting a party member? How do we cancel that? In just a moment, we'll go over about being in a party and how to target party members. And then how to heal them, how to cancel your heals, all that good stuff like that. Alright, so we're going to go into manage party real quick. Alright, so to do that, hold down the right stick, and then we'll go over to manage party. Press A to open menu. You'll generate invitation link. You'll create a party. Alright, so now we're in a party. If you notice, we have an option to hit right trigger and R. Okay, so let's look at this terror bird here. If I hit right trigger and then I click R. Oh, that was left trigger. Okay, if I hold right trigger and click R, put a mark above its head. Alright, so that's a way of your party leader telling you which enemy to attack. Alright, so however you want to do it, you can put marks on top of people's heads to help you track them easier in combat. So you could go in, hold down the right stick, hit the left stick a couple of times, come to here. And if you want, you can press like the heart symbol, and you could put this above allies, which we don't have one right now. If you want it, so you can keep track of them in the fight easier, so you can put your crosshairs over them and then heal them. All right, I know we talked about a lot of the controls already, but I want to go ahead and show them to you so you can kind of visually see them, and then you can follow a video and line up your controls with this, right? So interact will be X, jump will be A. All right, but if you want to use A for anything else, you can't have execute immediately when pressed on. So just, let me show you. When I press jump, I jump. If I hold down A, I don't jump. All right, so I just tap A and I jump. The reason for that is I have a holding down A as something else. Okay, so again, if execute immediately when pressed is on, you can't use this button for anything else. Like if you want to have something where you hold down A to be an option, can't do it. All right, dash morph cancel. That's L. That hasn't changed. That's what they have it. Execute immediately when pressed. So we could disable this if we needed to do something different by when we hold down the left stick. All right, so that gives you options. This isn't any different. This is all the same. Cancel friendly target. All right, this is where you hold down A. All right, this is what I set it up for. You can put whatever button you want here. I have B to cancel its auto attacking and A and holding down A to cancel friendly target. So when you're in a group and you're targeting someone, but you want to heal and you need to heal yourself, or you can just hold down A to quit targeting them. All right, then I have ring menu set to holding down R. All right, active party member selection. I hold down LT. And then use up and down on the D-pad to switch between party members. Since most of my combat requires me to hold down LT anyway, this works great for me. If you don't want to hold down LT, you're in the parties a lot, and so you want something maybe easier, quicker for you that works like Final Fantasy XIV. I believe Antonio Cordova, sorry if I got your name wrong, told me in the comments on how to do this. Basically, you just select this, go to not set, and then of course it's going to remove some of my options here. I can go change those to something else. I'm not going to do this, but if you do not set, then it removes the LT from here, and then selecting party members when you're in a party is just hitting up and down on the D-pad. So whichever way you prefer, I prefer to leave it with the LT. All right, then of course base attack is RB, defensive skills LB. If for some reason you decide you want something where you just hold LB to be something, remember get rid of execute immediately when pressed. Set cancel lock on. That's just the typical. That's the same way it is by default, right? Just right stick down, turns it on. Right stick down, turns it off. Remove execute immediately when pressed, so you can use the right stick hold for something else. And of course, like we said earlier, cancel target is holding down B. Active skill presets. So here's where we get into some more questions I've seen. All right, so first skill preset controls is the skill set that's showing up on the left hand of the screen. All right. And then the second skill preset controls is the middle one. And then the third skill presets is the far right one. Technically, we can go into controls and we can change third skill preset controls from use now to turn page first. And that gets rid of the far right one. And now you have to use another button to bring it up. So that involves more buttons and just makes it more confusing for me. However you want to do it, but this way we reduce the amount of buttons by going to use now. Okay, so I prefer to leave all three of my menus on the screen at once. All right, so I switched the active skill presets to the left trigger. So I hold down the left trigger and it brings up the, so like I said, I'm already holding down the left trigger, right? So why not use the D-pad for switching between my teammates? But anyway, if I hold down the left trigger, I can use my left set of skills. Pretty simple, easy for my brain to remember which button to pull. And then the second set, both use right trigger. All right, so when I hold down right trigger, I can now use the middle one, which I don't mind using X, Y, B, and A for the middle one, and the D-pad for the far right one. But I've seen players requesting that be another way. So all you have to do is simple. You come down to skill presets and you swap it like this. The following will be removed. Yeah, that's fine, accept. All right, and then you just have to reset this to your right trigger. And then set this to X, Y, B. Now your far right one will use X, Y, B, A, and your middle one will use the D-pad. And again, all of these buttons I'm showing you, I'm just hopefully it gives you an idea how maybe you want to set yours up, or if you want to use this exactly, that is up to you. Change target, like we said, we can hit B to change target, and then if you wanted a button to do previous target, you could have a button set to do previous target as well, so you can bounce back and forth. That's another button to use. I'm not going to do it. We could do something like this. If you want to do previous target, we can change it to Y. All right, and then we can have holding down Y be how we swap weapons. But that's how we get content notifications. So now we would have to find another button for content notifications, which we can maybe make the left stick hold down for that. That would probably make a lot more sense. All right, so let's go do that real quick. Okay, so we'll have to remove the dash morph, execute immediately when pressed, remember. And then we can do content notifications. So we can hold down the left stick now. Then we let off. And now it's set. So now our content notifications will be this instead of holding down Y. And essentially now Y and B will let you move through your targets. So that can be very useful. All right, for me, I have use items set up to the D-pad down, turn Astrovision on, D-pad up, turn Astrovision off, hold D-pad up. So right now PvP counterattack is set to Y plus B at the same time. I think it's Z on the keyboard, but I haven't done a whole lot of PvP yet, so I'm not sure how important counterattacks are in PvP, how well they work. We may want to change PvP counterattack to the left bumper, and then make the left bumper defense move to be hold down the left bumper to make it work, because you have time. You see the purple building up, so then you can just time how long you hold it down for before it activates. So you could do that, something like that. So this is going to be completely up to y'all. YMB works for me. I'll remember that. I can pop that. So I'm going to leave that alone, but just giving you some ideas there. Now select the same target as the party leader. I'm leaving that alone. It's right trigger, move the left stick. It's the right trigger, and then click the left stick down. Maintenance is beginning, so I'm going to lose this is the second, so we'll go over this real quick. Summon Guardian the same, party markers the same, select Steroid the same, select attack target the same, and conversation skip is the same. Now that we have our custom control set, let's move on to teaching you how to heal. First thing you need to know is manage party. Alright, open up the manage party. We showed you how to do it with the controller earlier. With the keyboard, you just hover over the manage party there at the left side with your mouse. With the controller, you would hold down whatever button you have for your radio menu, and we would go over to Manage Party and open up Manage Party from there. All right, this is very important for a healer to be able to know this information. All right, so you're going to want to find out who on your team is going to be tanking and who on your team is going to be DPSing, so you know who's going to be pulling aggro, and you're going to want to put them kind of closer together so you can easily swap between their names so you can heal them quickly. Right, so under Manage Party, you're going to have everybody's party name, and you're going to be able to rearrange where they're at. So you can put your tank closer to your name so you can heal them faster. And then and you can do a descending order of people you're going to heal less. All right, and to do that with a controller, you simply come into here, use your D-pad up and down to move the cursor, and then hold A, or hit A to highlight their name, drag them down, and push A where you want them. All right, with the keyboard and mouse, you just drag and drop them. Pretty easy. So you pay attention to the top left here. I'll show you how it works. I'll hold down the left trigger and push up and down on the D-pad, and you'll see that there's a tiny red light around their names when I have them targeted. Now any healing spell I throw will go to the person I have targeted. Now if you notice, there's two people not in the dungeon with us, and every time I need to go through their names to get to someone else, I have to go through both of them. It doesn't just skip over them. So this is an issue. They're not in the dungeon, they shouldn't be targetable. But yeah, so you technically, it's targeting them, yeah. So if you think it's not working, you're not switching targets, that's why. Alright, now in this boss fight here, you can see my teammate's health has dropped low. I'm not sure what the healer is doing, so I'm going to run around trying to heal. As I threw down an area heal, everybody ran out of it because it has to charge, so it's really hard to area heal your teammates. So as you can see, I'm changing targets so I can pick someone to heal. So it's pretty simple. So I would hold left trigger and push up and down with a D-pad until I had someone in my party targeted. And then I would just hit my heal spell, and my character will chase after them until they're in range to heal them. So here we go. I'll show you. Yeah, I'm not moving. My character's moving on their own. Alright, cast both my heals. They died anyway. And then if I want to heal myself, if they weren't dead, when they died, it untargeted them. But I would hold down my untarget ally button, which for me would be holding down A. And that would select me as the target over there in the party menu. And healing really is that simple. We say it's that simple, but chasing your party members around and trying to heal them while they're running around is a little bit difficult. So after showing you the controls and giving you an example in-game how healing works, you should have a pretty good understanding of it now. So now you just need to practice it and try and keep your team alive. Mostly focus on the tank. If other people are pulling aggro, that's kind of on them. So if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.